I have great respect for Blue Ridge and for the work that this co-op does in North Carolina. Having spent much of my career in the electric business, I honor the fact that the lights are on and the air is comfortable and our food was cooked well, and that we know a quality of life because of the product that you produce every day. I shared at my table that I have a very fond memory as a young professional at Duke. Actually, I was a home economist in Gastonia. And Bill Lee asked if I would join him on a trip that he was taking, and he said, I want an average employee to speak, and I was an average employee. And so I went with him, and we were flying back into Charlotte, and it was late, and everything was dark, except there were lights, of course, scattered all across the skyline. And he tapped on the window, and he said, see that? And I said, yeah. And he said, that's why I get up every morning. And it didn't quite connect the dots in my mind. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. He said, the lights are on, and because those lights are on, I know that families are caring for each other. There's meals being cooked and clothes being washed. There are factories that are operating down there, and that's what gets me up and out of bed every day, is ensuring that that continues. Recognize that I know that that's a lot of hard work, particularly when you live in the mountains of North Carolina. And I had at one time in my career with Duke the responsibility for the creation of Duke's Customer Service Center. And it was my job to consolidate those 100 branches into a central call center open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I recall that within 3 weeks of that center opening, which became the brain center of all of Duke's customer service, that the NCAA tournament was being played at what was then the new Charlotte Coliseum, and probably a handful of you were there. Do you remember what happened? Had a terrible snowstorm, and the power went out. And it wasn't anybody's phone that rang but mine. You talk about a feeling of being alone. That was one of those feelings. But we were able to recover very quickly. But I recognize that you face that every day, because it might not be a Coliseum, it might be at Appalachian or someplace, but it could be just as importantly an individual's home where there's a need for life support or special care, and that's just as important.